Welcome to Mobile Legends!
Here we go, right into game. Guys, we're trying to keep it, in under 7 minutes of the introduction about the teams that's there because we want to bring you the direct action about what's going to happen. On the blue side, it is going to be Team ASYN going up against the red side, FV Flash Vision. Mysterious Assassins.
Flash Vision and Mysterious as well as Assassins. So we're going to see that MYA is going to be on the red side, ASYN on the blue side. So I do believe that this is going to be very interesting. The Angela first ban here alongside with the Grok. So what do you think about these two bans here?
Well, I mean, we saw Angela play a really, strong role that's there. Given that they ban out Angela here, they want to be picking up those assassins. So we're going to have, the Gushen, Lancelot, Hellcat open here. Now that they do remove Hellcat, Gushen or Lancelot will be the one picked up. Potentially here, it also could be the Fanny that's left open.
Well, Hellcat now being banned out, so I do believe that either Gushen, I think Gushen should be banned out or picked here. So we do feel that, the Fanny being banned out here from the side of FV MYA. And immediately, King Fredo locks him in. What do you think about this first pick of Gushen here?
I definitely like the Gushen pick that's here. Gushen is a little bit more versatile than Lancelot on the other side, so giving, maybe the little stepbrother over on the other side. But Martis being given up, that I don't quite agree with because Martis has been shown to be really strong in this patch. However, ASYN may have something just up their sleeve, which is why they're opting to go for the Gushen first. But given the double assassin composition that has been picked up here by MYA, they will need to have a pretty good supporting team behind them if those two are going to be the stars.
Hellcat and Chow right now being hovered over on the second rotation here. This Lancelot and Martis pickup here, this is going to be very, very interesting because it does lock down their double assassin pickup here to maybe a bit of a support and tanky. They do need a little bit of CC and a little bit of sustainability for them to make sure that, hey, if your assassins go in, you need a little bit of sustain to make sure that they are able to fire it out. Gatot Kacha now being hovered over, and Hayabusa as well. What do you think about this? Gatot Kacha is not exactly like a pure tank or a pure bruiser. He's somewhere in the middle, in my opinion, depending on how you build him. So what do you think about this Gatot Kacha hover with the Hayabusa hover?
I'm really uncertain about the Gatot Kacha specifically, given that within this patch he seems to be a little bit further behind.
Vexana.
The Vexana,
This is what we need.
We talked about that a little bit in the previous game. Glad to see her appearance here. However, this is echoing what happened in the last qualifiers. They did pick up the Vexana over there. Unfortunately, there was not enough support for her.
Exactly.
To really be shining through. Plus, now there are 4 direct damage dealers. It's a little bit insane coming through for the side of MYA. ASYN now has responded by picking up Kagura and Lapu Lapu.
Ooh, the cow. Is it the cow or is it the Gatot? Is it the cow or is it the Gatot?
Minotaur needs to be picked up here. I think Minotaur is the better option given that when you go into Rage, it's going to be the Panda instead.
Well, we had to go through either a cow, a Gacha, or a Kai. So Akai is going to be picked up. So I do like this Akai pickup here. He goes into his ultimate, starts spinning to win. So he's going to be a bit of a problem once they start to engage. To match number 2 between ASYN, game number 1. Match number 2, game number 1 between ASYN and Flash Vision, Mysterious Assassin. ASYN surprisingly on the blue side, blue not their color, red is their color actually, and also FV MYA on the red side. So we're gonna see how this is gonna pan out here. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this early game. Let's talk a little bit of this early game advantage that is possessed by the side of MYA. They do have a lot of damage dealers and they do have a little bit of crowd control that they can use for the early game. What do you feel is something that MYA could do to actually get this early game head over ASYN?
A lot of things need to work out very specifically, given that the positioning, for instance, of Kagura back up top means that they have the versatility to take the early turtle. At the same time, having Martis up there to counter her, in the early game is also a really good adaptation coming up from MYA. If they don't struggle in the early game, they should have a little bit of the advantage going into the mid game. But previously as what we saw, can they execute the team fights around the map objectives 40 seconds before the turtle spawns? Will they be able to, eke that out a little bit, with Vexana, being such a powerhouse in the early game? We will have to find out.
Well, we do see that with the turtles spawning over to the top side of ASYN's map, we're going to see that there is going to be a little bit of rotation here. 20 seconds into the map, we're going to see that the rotations are going to be favored towards the mid side and top side here. MACTH is pushing out the Kagura onto the top, whereas there's going to be a small little fight here happening. Penjahat Kakap, they're going into it, and we might see the ASFV. Oh, there he goes. Penjahat now gets caught into it. Rush comes in over to the bot side here. There's going to be a fight, but it's going to be Ace that goes down. Oh, First Blood goes over to MYA, but also
Equalized immediately back.
Equalized beautifully by the side of ASYN. Logan the Wolverine shows his regenerative abilities and walks away. Very nicely done here from either side of the team. First Blood advantage does go over to MYA, but ASYN was quick to make sure that that particular fight was just 1-for-1.
I mean, it's also interesting here that, ASYN has also gotten the goal lead simply because they are catching every single wave that comes through. And this is why they have, a very clean 800 goal lead at this point. It's not because of towers, it is just because of map presence and as well as the Hermit Crab, of course.
The Hermit Crab definitely adds a little bit more regeneration, and it definitely adds a little bit of sustainability for you over to the over on the off lanes, excuse me. So we do see that there is going to be rotations here towards the turtle. Turtle is going to be the next priority that everyone wants to go after. And we do see MYA now pushing off to the fight first, and it's going to be bad here. MYA going to go down first. The Gushan manages to take down. ASYN looking to spill red all over the floor as MYA, excuse me, are going to get taken down one by one. Lamau FB now looking towards getting away.
Lamau will be the only one left alive in that team fight. It was a little bit, of this over-eagerness from the MYA side. They did not need to specifically take, or challenge the turtle for that matter. They could have been, defending and pushing the mid lane, for instance, or the bottom lane and send additional resources there. The choice to go in so heavily once again gets punished. And this is the power of Gushan, coming through, and which is why they first picked it.
Well, we do see that for the side of these teams here, they're going to be pushing off over to the top side, and this is going to be good 100 seconds until the turtle respawns again. So I do like this this opportunistic move that's been taken here by MYA. We do see that MACTH is pushing out over to the top side, and this is going to be good for Paddle here. If he was able to get this extra added layer of aggression, then most members of MYA could actually go to the mid side and free up the top side of the map as well for them.
That's exactly right. So, having, either one of the lanes, the top or the bottom lane, freed up for them, will help them execute a little bit better. Padel does get caught out here, and with the stuns and slows coming out from either side of that, it is not going to be good enough. But instantly coming back, Lamau gets the revenge kill, removing Kagura off the map. So that's a good thing of keeping Kagura down, because she does have the most amount of gold at this point.
Beautiful knock up there by the Jeet Kundo coming in. Jeet Kundo special coming in from the Cho now, knocking him up, but the follow-up will not be enough, as is the damage. So they will be able to get away, limp away though. Rush now looking towards keeping up to his name, rushing in front of the enemy team of MYA. ASYN looking towards making sure that they keep up this pressure here.
I do have to point this out. Even though there is a tower opportunity, Lamau is going to be taken down here. Even though the towers are equal, there's still a 4,000 goal lead ahead. And this is such, a clear example of lane dominance. We did not quite see this happening with the previous game with EVOS and IDNS. They were pretty equal, but here we're going to see that, MYA is struggling. For instance, now, nobody is here to catch the bottom wave just yet.
And that's the problem here. Oh, we do see Ace now in a bit of trouble here. ASYN looking towards staying united. And look at that. The follow-up coming in from Penjahat. Penjahat living up to his name. Goes up a little bit more damage, and he gets his killing spree. Will it be more though? Oh, GPEX now has got, Gripex has got to get away. And there's going to be revenge kills coming in from the side of MYA. MYA looking towards getting more and more aggressive. There goes the close down here, and Lamau gets taken down by the Gushan. This is where Logan the Wolverine is going to shine, doing up as much damage as he can, but they will be able to get away. Look at that, ASYN. Now everyone can be dominant. It seems that ASYN looking to us staying dominant, looking to show that, hey, Mysterious Assassin, it's time for you to sit down.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at here, the team fights are not going into MYA's favor, but they seem so eager to be fighting over and over again. Not sure what exactly is guiding them to be doing as such. Keeping in mind here that Vexana is still only level 5, although the ultimate that she did use before helped severely. Shadow will, be, unfortunately,
Shadow.
the sacrificial lamb in
Bad
this case
trouble
out
here.
here.
But
No,
no.
does juke away. The ghost will help through, especially not taking on to rush that's there, will keep Shadow alive for a little bit longer. However, Lapu Lapu's going to go to the middle, take
Our
the tower
turret has
away,
been
and extend the
destroyed.
goal lead that much further. Padel as well now has to back away. Not exactly the sort of position and playstyle you want to be having as a Martis.
Now, as we see the amount of pressure that ASYN side is trying to get onto the top side here, Padel is going to be in a bit of trouble here. Gripex is joined to the fight. Shadow has come in, throws out a little bit of the spells here. Mega kill for the side of Panjahat. Panjahat living up to his name. An evil, evil man looking to do tons and tons of damage here. 415 with 4,000 gold in his pocket right now. But what's really important is King Fredo now sitting on 6,000 gold.
That is a lot of gold considering the other side of the
Your
team,
team
is still
destroyed a
struggling at
turret.
2,200. That's Akai, and Vexana's only at 2,500. It is such a dominating position for them to be in. We are barely hitting the 8-minute mark, but you can see the stranglehold being placed onto MYA's side here. ASYN pretty methodical in how they're approaching these team fights.
Now, I do like this itemization here. A lot of good mana regeneration for most of the spellcasters, and what's most important as well is the damage items that are coming in for most of these players here. With the amount of damage that they already have most of their core items, so they are able to fight off most of these fights relatively easy against MYA. MYA, however, they've got to be careful on some of these fights. Could they be able to pull off an IDNS against ASYN?
They will need to be really cautious, and the only time they can do this is if they take out Lord. And ASYN is being really smart about it, not playing around that big objectives, given that they have taken the advantage already across the map.
Now, I do like how ASYN is actually moving around. This is exactly how... This is a little bit reminiscent of match number 1, game number 1 and 2. But what ASYN is doing better is just the fact that they're always sticking around with each other, and there's always a follow-up. We do see the Chow going in, but he's gonna get taken down, but the damage is gonna be good here. Padel is gonna get taken down by Panjahat. Panjahat doing tons and tons of damage here freely, and will be able to get taken away without much punishment here. King Fredo, in the meantime, gets a little bit
Your
of split
team
push advantage over the
destroyed a
bot
turret.
side.
That was pretty spectacular, diving all the way in using Flicker to get out again. Panjahat, showing the versatility, and
Monster
just
kill.
like that,
Wow.
you blinked, you missed it.
Wow, if you blinked, I blinked and I missed it. All I saw was just the kill feed that came up. And Jahat, with the amount of damage that he has, definitely ban out Gushen whenever Panjahat is playing. So we do see that Gushen now in a little bit of trouble here. Panjahat getting a little bit of taken down here, and he's going to get taken down from the side of MYA. Padel doing a little bit of damage here onto it,
An
and
enemy
Nin
has been
looking
slain.
towards it, but nope. It's going to be more power coming in from that Yin Yang umbrella here, using it very, very well in these fights coming in from the side of ASYN.
I mean, this is really tough for them because, although they did manage to remove, Panjahat's Gushen that's there, what you're seeing here is like, a drop of water into the ocean. It's still an overwhelming tsunami that they're facing up against. That's a 10,000 goal lead and a 10 kill lead as
look at
well.
that.
Just like that, your
has
tank
been slain.
disappears away and your chance of stealing Lord just went up in flames.
What's going on with MYA? I'm really surprised though. I mean, you don't send a tank like that on their own to scout it out. You gotta scout it out as a team. So I do feel that MYA is having a little bit of problems here with the rotations that is coming in. ASYN seems to be a little bit more united as a unit.
Our turret
But
has
MYA
been
though, a little
destroyed.
bit fragmented in terms of their mentalities here. Not sure whether they want to commit into one thing or whether they want to be moving as a unit in the other,
Our
or they want
turret
to be
has
taking
been
out some split
destroyed.
push fights. I'm really surprised to see MYA doing so badly against ASYN in this game number 1. However, it is game number 1. They still have game number 2 to adjust.
Well, it's still not even over for game number 1 just yet. Will be able to jump back there. Does catch out Cho, but will not be enough to be taken down. We're going to see the Hayabusa does go in, but will not quite get the kill there. Rush still does survive in the very end. Lord coming up from the bottom there. If any more members die, they will not be able to hold up this defense here. Shadow, unfortunately, will get stunned out there. Kagura now has replaced all the way to the bottom. Logan will be escorting Lord into the base.
This is exactly the kind of play that we have expected from ASYN. Just overall dominance and most importantly, just overall pressure on all sides. Logan the Wolverine now is getting shutting him down with that Yin Yang umbrella, throwing it out. Look at the positioning of the umbrella here. Padella gets taken down for Jahat coming in to help, and it's going to be over for game number 1. ASYN with the first win of match number 2.
There, you're going to see a little bit of the items that's going to go on there.